Baddies, is your girl Bevy, and I want to answer the question today: what is the difference between a bond repair treatment and a protein treatment? So no, they're not the same. They both work to fortify and strengthen your weak, brittle, or chemically processed and damaged hair. One does one more than the other, but they're different in the sense that they work differently. So their mechanism of action, MOA, as you're gonna hear a lot on this channel, and stay tuned because I'm gonna come up with a glossary of terms, because I use a lot of terms on this channel that I assume everybody know, but you know, I can't assume that all my baddies know, because I know all my baddies are bright. They're all smart, bright baddies. But I want to make sure that I am also kind of informing you guys of what these terms mean and the significance of these terms. So stay tuned for that. Long story short, they both have a different mechanism of action, meaning they work differently to somewhat achieve the same goal. It's a little nuanced, but we're going to talk about that today. And the bottom line, the question is that I'm going to answer is: when should you use a bond repair treatment versus when should you use a protein treatment? Can you use both treatments at the same time? And of course, your girl is going to give you some treatments in the video to kind of let you know which ones that you should overall use and when to use either or. So who qualifies, etc., etc., etc. So, all right, let me just jump right in. So really quickly, let me define bond repair treatments, okay? So bond repair treatments, AKA bond builders, are designed to repair the chemical bonds of your hair. So your hair are made up of pretty much chemical bonds, and I talk about these bonds in another video where I go more in depth, but there's hydrogen bonds and there's disulfide bonds. You have products in the market like Olaplex, K18, and a few others, right? A few other stragglers that all are creating these bond repair treatments. And I talk about bond repair a lot because, I mean, it's trending, right? It's a trending topic. It's a trending, marketers are all over this. They're eating it up because it sells, right? Now people are just putting bond on the label, honey, and it don't do nothing, okay? I mean, the only thing that's bonding on the bottle is the sticker to the label to the actual bottle. That's the only thing that's bonding, okay? That's the only bonding agent in the product or on the product, but that's neither here nor there. I got a video either already out or coming out about these claims that these marketers are making. But going back to the topic at hand, long story short, basically chemical bonds repair your chemically processed hair or chemically damaged hair. So the way to damage a chemical bond or a hydrogen bond or a disulfide bond is by perming your hair, relaxing your hair, color processing your hair, and of course, heat damage, right? Overheat styling. So these chemical processes are automatically designed to destroy the chemical bonds of your hair to manipulate your hair. That's why it has to destroy the natural structure of your hair. So if you're a natural curly, kinky, wavy, whatever girl you naturally are, and you want to go ahead and keep straightening your hair like I'm guilty of, or you want to keep coloring your hair because you're not a natural blonde, you're not a natural brunette, whatever, you know, it's going to permanently damage the chemical bonds of your hair. Hey baddies, it's your girl Bevy, and I'm interrupting you really quickly because I have to ask this very important question. Why am I not at 100K subscribers yet? Let's keep it a buck. I'm giving you real content. I'm dropping game for free, and I have loads of comments, okay? Loads of comments from my baddies saying that my content has helped them on their path to hair regrowth, okay? Effective hair regrowth. So please, okay, help a sister out. Start liking, okay? Liking these videos to help me in the algorithm. Subscribe to this channel. Share this content with your friends that may or may not be honest about whether or not they need my help, okay? And most importantly, I'm dropping a hair growth serum very, very soon. Please click the link down in the description box, okay? And leave your information so that you can be the first to know. I'm about to turn the hair loss treatment, okay, space upside down on its head because the gatekeepers don't look like me, and I'm about to fix that, okay? I'm looking out for your interests. I'm really helping you because I really care. This is my mission, and I need your support. So that's all I had to say, okay? Continue on. Here. Now, disulfide bonds are easier to repair. Hydrogen bonds are responsible for the shape of your hair, and it's harder to repair a hydrogen bond once it's destroyed. That's where big chops come into play. So these bond repair treatments, like I mentioned, Olaplex and K18 are designed to repair those chemical bonds, okay? Now, some of them are so effective because they use these technologies or these patented ingredients like amino acids and ceramides and proteins to kind of build that bond that you can see visible results within one use. But do not be mistaken, it does take time. It's taken time to destroy your hair, so it's gonna take some time to repair and rebuild, okay? That's how, in a nutshell, how bond repair treatments work. Protein treatments are a little different, okay? Protein treatments are designed to add more protein to your hair. Most of your hair is made up of protein called keratin, and so the way to strengthen the protein that you lose over time, and listen, your hair is just gonna lose protein content over time. You don't necessarily have to do anything. Aging can do it. Reduction in collagen is gonna do it. Of course, the same thing, chemical processes, over manipulation, and our favorite of all time, heat damage, is going to basically strip your hair of its natural protein, its natural keratin protein. So what protein treatments does, they don't repair the structure or the chemical structure of your hair that looks like a ladder, right? What protein treatment does is it just adds more protein to your hair to kind of give it that same strength, to strengthen that weakened and damaged hair, okay? Protein treatments usually contain ingredients like, and I'm looking at my notes, like hydrogen or hydrolyzed keratin, collagen, and wheat protein, okay? And protein treatments are usually used by people with weak or brittle hair, okay? Again, in summary, bond repair treatments work by repairing the hair's chemical bonds, while protein treatments just add more protein to the hair. Both type of treatments strengthen and fortifies your hair, but they do it differently. So that's the nutshell, all right? So follow me. I'm just gonna go into a little bit more because the question is, well, Bevy, okay, it seems like they do similar things, but they do them differently. So which one should I use? Okay, so let's talk about that. So this is the little nuances that you should pay attention to when you're deciding on whether or not to reach for a bond treatment or a protein treatment. My opinion, 100%, is that you should have both in your arsenal, okay? In your toolbox, you need to have both a protein and you need to have a bond repair treatment. So this is when you reach for one or the other. When you think of bonds, think of chemicals. Think of chemically processed hair. Think of chemical damage, okay? So think of perms, relaxers, and of course heat. Heat, right? Think of that, okay? And coloring. When you are someone who's constantly coloring your hair because you're bleaching it, you want a nice color, blase, no one's judging you. And even if you perm your hair, girl, this ain't a natural hair channel. This is a scalp health and hair care channel, okay? So my relaxed girls are welcomed here too, okay? Relaxed girls, relaxed baddies, you are welcomed here too. Subscribe. Anyway, bottom line is, if you have chemically processed hair, a bond repair treatment is best for you. Now, I'm not gonna go into how often, et cetera, to use it here. I'm just talking about the difference, right? Which one is better, which one you should reach for, when should you use one, who is it for? Of course, heat damage, keep that in mind. Now, protein girls, right? Of course, if your hair is weak and brittle, it doesn't have to be chemically processed. It can, it cannot, but you don't have to necessarily have dye in your hair. You don't necessarily have to have a relaxed hair, but if your hair is like if it's weak, if it's brittle, if it's thinning, if it's been shedding, you know, if you're not intaking enough protein, if you're kind of nutrient deficient, you can tell if you're anemic, those kind of things, and your hair is just weak, it's in the weak department. Or I like to do this a little hack post period, because after my period I lose a lot of blood, so then you want to go ahead, so that means you're losing a lot of the iron, the ferritin stores and everything, and your hair starts getting weak. That's when you want to load up with a protein treatment. And of course, heat damage, keyword, heat damage. Heat is for either or, right? Basically, you want to reach for a protein treatment. That's when your hair needs a protein treatment. That's when you need to add more protein. It's weak, the collagen is reducing, it's losing its elasticity. You want to reach for a protein treatment, okay? That's the difference. Now, however, if you've been listening, you notice that both are good for heat or hair that's damaged from heat, right? So I was gonna say heatly damaged hair, but I caught myself. You won't catch me. anyway, yeah, so if you have hair that is damaged from heat, you can benefit from either a bond repair and a protein treatment. The next question that I'm assuming is gonna come up, because why wouldn't it? It just makes sense. Is it okay to use both a protein treatment and a bond repair treatment at the same time? This is a good one. And honestly, I'm gonna say there's no right or wrong answer, but I'm gonna give you a better one. Typically, no, you don't wanna use them both at the same time because you don't wanna give yourself chemical overload, right? You don't wanna do a bond repair and then do a protein treatment at the same time too often. That's the caveat, too often. Now, someone like me who's a little like extra, you know what I'm saying? I like to walk on the edge. I'm a little rebel, you know what I'm saying? I like to test the waters, touch the heat, see if it burns. I'm gonna do a protein treatment and a bond repair at least one time. At least one time, you know? And when I say one time, I don't mean one for the rest of my life. Typically when I do it, and I have this video coming up, is when I've been straightening my hair for quite some time because I've been on my straight spells, you know what I'm saying? Like, for those of my baddies who've been following me, you know what I'm saying? Who've been watching me rather, because, you know, ain't nobody following. But if you're watching me, you know that I go from straight to curly, and I will forever go from straight to curly, okay? That's why I said my relaxed girls are welcome, because I'm not judging you. And I like to switch it up. So when I've been straight for a minute, usually around the winter time, my hair done went through a lot of heat damage, okay? So since bond repair and protein treatment helps heat damage, at least that first wash going back curly, I'm gonna use both, okay? And then I'm not gonna give you all my tea. I'm not gonna spill all my tea and my secrets in this video, because you gotta stay tuned for the next video when I tell you how to bounce back after straightening your hair and how to get your curls back, you know what I'm saying? Untouched. My curls be supple after being straight for so long, but that's the next video. That's not for now. I usually do it then, okay? Now, I said I'm not gonna go into all the details of what I do next and the full regimen, but that video is coming up, or it might be already up, I don't know. But you don't wanna use it all the time, right? I think that one time is not gonna kill you. Your hair is not gonna fall out. You're not gonna die. But I think it's not suggested, and I don't know who, but it's not suggested to really use protein and bond treatments every week, all the time, during every wash day, every wash period. I mean, you shouldn't use bond repairs every time after each wash period, because it can, all the chemicals and all the stuff that it's using to strengthen your hair and fortify it can actually cause breakage, and the same with protein overload, right? So you can go to chemical and protein overload if you use either or simultaneously for way too long. Follow the manufacturer's directions on the bottle, depending on which product you use, okay? Now, I could tell you really quickly, like, how do I end up using both? Well, protein treatments usually come in the form of a mask most of the time, and bond repairs usually have a leave-in component. So I would do my wash regimen, and I would use the protein treatment, rinse it out, blah, blah. I would then cap it with a leave-in like K18. You know what I'm saying? That's that one time. But other than that, you really don't need to use both. Follow what I said earlier about when should you usually reach for one or the other, okay? But yeah, you don't want to OD. You really don't want to OD, okay? You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately they're both going to give you the same thing. You have to determine whether your hair needs, you know, a bond repair, or because it's chemically processed and damaged, or whether it's just weak and brittle and it just needs some protein, okay? What are the signs that it's either or, right? How do you know that you're lacking protein, or how do you know that you need a bond repair treatment? What are the signs? So here are some of the signs if your hair, like I said, is weak and brittle. So here are some of the common signs that your hair lacks protein and you need a protein treatment. If your hair is lacking protein, it may feel weak and fragile, and of course it breaks when you comb or brush it. Excessive shedding, lack of elasticity. So if you're starting to lose, especially my natural girls, my curly girls, my kinky girls, that shrinkage, I know some of us hate it. We have a love-hate relationship, and some of us love it, but you know, I love to see it. You know, what is it? I love to see her come, but I hate to watch her leave. You know, I don't know, child. I should get that better. Shame on me, okay? Because I'm an 80s baby, so you know what I'm saying? I should know that one, even though it's not that old. But anyway, the bottom line is, you know, I'm not in love with my shrinkage, but I do like my shrinkage, because my shrinkage is a sign that my hair is healthy, right? But if you're starting to lose that shrinkage, yeah, girl, yeah, you're losing elasticity. If your hair is constantly dry and dull, I know it may seem that counterproductive to use a protein treatment, because it might make you feel that it's drying out your hair more. But a lot of times when it's dry and dull, it's because it's starting to lack in protein, specifically collagen. And then of course, if it just keeps tangling all the time, like wash day is just a nuisance, because every time your hair is just gonna be tangled, like it's really bad. And then you like, yeah, that's when you need a protein treatment, okay? The signs that you need a bond repair treatment, like I said, your hair is chemically processed, meaning you've undergone coloring, perming, relaxing, or you got the heat damaged hair. No need to explain heat damage. You know what heat damage is. Your hair also is brittle and dry, but as a result of the chemical processes, not necessarily as a result of something internal going on. Of course, split ends, constant split ends, and just dull, lifeless, blah, bland hair, okay? That's pretty much what it is. As far as the frequency and how often you should use these treatments interchangeably or one or the other. Again, it depends on the product that you use. Please follow the manufacturer's directions. I mean, for protein or for bond repair, when it comes to repairing your hair, you're not using it indefinitely for every wash day forever. You want to use it based on what the manufacturer says for how long you should be using it, but also let your hair speak to you, sis. You know, when you feel that your hair is bouncing back and it's starting to feel good and starting to look good, I would break it off, break it up, alternate. Go from bond repair and alternate with protein, but then also don't forget hydration, which I didn't talk about in this video. I have another video talking about hydration, but then you want to break up all the strengthening and fortifying stuff with just simply hydration. Sometimes your hair is just thirsty, y'all. Like, if we treat our hair like we treat plants, okay, some of us anyway, our hair will be a lot better. But anyway, that's it for this video. Like I said, comment, like, subscribe, all that. Put a ring on it, okay, please, and watch my next video, because I promise you, after like 3 to 5 videos, your hair game is gonna be different, and you will be thanking me. Bye.